Okay, on this page here, lots of different things that we're doing. First one says find the measure of each acute angle. We just talked about how the three angles in a triangle, we know they add up to be 180. But if I know that this one here is already 90, what's that tell me about the two angles that are left? They got to add up to be 90. Okay, so you can add up all three of them to equal 180, or you could just do these two angles here, add them up and equal 90. A couple of different ways you could do that. But then plug it back in to find the angle. We're not just solving for x. Sometimes it might say find x. Other times it'll say find the missing angle. Exterior angles. It's been a couple of days since we talked about this. This angle is on the outside right here. And the relationship here is the two angles on the inside of the triangle furthest away from this exterior angle will add up to equal this. So in this case here, my equation would be x plus 44 equals 2x plus 11. And then you got to solve for x. Okay, we did some problems like this in both our notes and on your assignment. We have to determine what kind of triangle it is by its sides, and then we have to determine if it's a right triangle or not. So there are two formulas here, and I'm not going to give you these formulas tomorrow, so you got to know these. We've done them enough now, I think you should know it. Distance formula and slope formula. And what you're going to do here is, for the first one, you're going to find the length of all three sides using the distance formula. You got to do it 3 times. You're going to look at the answer. If they're all different, then it's scaling. If 2 of them are the same, it would be isosceles. If all 3 are the same, it would be equilateral. Okay, so you have to see how many of the sides are the same. For the second one, all we want to know is if it's a right triangle. So you're going to find the slope of all 3, AB, BC, and AC, and you're going to determine if any of those are perpendicular. Okay, do I flip the switch? Opposite reciprocals when I do that. Okay, so you got a little bit of work there to do. Plug it into the formula. To get the full credit on that one tomorrow, on the one like that on the quiz, you got to show work. You can't just say equilateral or yes, it's right. You got to show me why it's right. Show me why it's equilateral. If you don't have any work, you're not going to get full credit for it. Otherwise, you're just guessing. Number 4, there's 3 parts to this. Okay, you're going to name the angles. You're going to name the sides. We did that here just a second ago. Everything is marked on the picture, so it should be pretty easy to identify based on the markings what goes with what. And then you want to write a congruence statement. So you're going to say triangle MNP is congruent to triangle. And remember, this one can be in any order you want it to be, but then you have to identify what pieces go with MNP. Okay? And so you got to put this in the correct order. Don't just randomly put letters where you want. They have to match up with M, N, and P. And that's where your sides and your angles can help out with that. Okay, 5, we had some problems like that, where it's kind of an algebra problem, where you have to find the missing angles. They give you an algebraic expression that represents the angles, and you got to find the missing angles that makes that work. Okay, number 6, there's nothing marked on these pictures, so you have to go off of your statement. You can mark it on the picture, you can do it however you want to, you can just look at the statement and identify what pieces go together, but you gotta use the statement to identify what goes with what, okay? So really pay attention to your statement on that. Okay, on this page here, same thing, except instead of a triangle, you have a four-sided figure right here. So if I said, what angle matches with angle H? We know angle H is 6x plus 3. What angle would match with angle H? How come?
Because it's in the order of the
Yeah, it's the last letter, right? H is the last letter here, so it matches with F because it's the last letter here. That's all there is to it. Do not try to look at the picture and say, oh, they look the same, so that's it, right? Sometimes we can do that, but sometimes that can lead you astray as well, okay? So pay attention to the congruent statement. That will tell you everything that you need to know. Okay, 8 and 9, you just have to give me some information. How do I know that these triangles are congruent by side angle side? Some of it's already marked. What else do I need to know? And then tell me why. Down here, oops. Number 10, and you'll have a proof tomorrow as well. There's only one proof, but I want you to write a 2-column proof. You don't have to write it. You could write a 2-column proof on 8 and 9, but you don't have to. You could just write it out as a sentence or a statement. But on number 10, I want you to write a 2-column proof. Given statement, start putting information down, and write a proof. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys work. You can work on this. I'll post the answers to this later on today, so you can check it. You can work, if you do not have big ideas done,